Hello, everyone. Coming up here on the SmackDown Ring Report. Let's get to it. And we're going to give you the rundown for the SmackDown on the first 3-hour edition. Coming up, headline SmackDown with the Mega Women's 8-Woman Tag Team match. Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Charlotte Flair, and Alexa Bliss takes on Asuka, Kairi Sane, Nia Jackson, and Lash Legend in a Mega 8-Woman Tag Team match. We're going to talk about it coming up. Well as this, Cody Rhodes, Dangerous Drew McIntyre will lay out part of his upcoming undisputed WWE Championship match against Cody Rhodes, champion, at the stage of the year. Why Drew continue playing these 9 games? What Cody's going to do about it? We'll talk about it coming up. Well as Julia challenging Chelsea Green for the Women's U.S. title. Chelsea Green, first U.S. Championship in that, with Julia becoming new champion to start out the year. In the SmackDown with the main event, Damian Priest goes to war against Aleister Black in an ambulance match. We get the SmackDown Ring Report start right here, right now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. For the first Pro Wrestling Show of 2026, I'm your host, as always, Kenny Dix here. Glad you join us on the Pro Wrestling Show. Join in the conversation. Hashtag Pro Wrestling. And then don't forget, subscribe to the tell a friend, call a friend, that subscribers, you won't miss a thing. All right, we kick off SmackDown with a huge bang as the Miz. You see this man right, Miz, feeling some type of way, feeling disgruntled about not getting the match against John Cena that he wanted. He thought John Cena. Oh wait. He thought John Cena was going to give him this match before he left out to the sunset. That just wasn't the case. Miz felt so mad and disgruntled about it that Miz wanted to do something about it. Enter Randy Orton. Randy Orton came out of nowhere, trying to help Miz out by delivering the RKO to Miz. Miz did not see that one coming. Miz got left with the RKO. Randy Orton coming back to SmackDown 2026 with a statement. He did that valid statement as well. Randy Orton came back and told Cody Rhodes that he's coming for the WWE Championship. So I guess Randy Orton's going to enter himself into the Royal Rumble. We'll see Randy Orton probably enter himself in the Men's Royal Rumble. We probably might see the feud between him and Cody down the road. Yeah. Speaking of Cody Rhodes wanted to know what his match is going to be in that 3 Stages of Hell match that's going to happen next week right here. SmackDown. Cody Rhodes is defending the WWE Championship against Drew McIntyre in the 3 Stages of Hell match. Cody wanted to know. Cody did finally find out that Drew McIntyre kept playing with him, kept playing these mind games, constant mind games that made that Drew did. Drew showing a picture of Cody with his father, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. A happier times, nearly almost 2007, 2006. We saw how that was going to be before, and prolonged and stuff as well. So we saw it and how this was going to be. The first match will be a singles traditional match. The second match will be a Falls Count Anywhere match. And the third match, if necessary, will be, well, I predicted, a steel cage match. So we're going to see these 3 matches coming up next week, 3 Stages of Hell. But really saving that for the Royal Rumble, to be honest with you. But maybe they got some bigger plans for the Royal Rumble. But Cody Rhodes wanted to get his hands on Drew. Get his hands on Drew real bad. Drew McIntyre leaving a sour taste in the WWE Champion's mouth. The WWE Champion Cody Rhodes stuffing, laying out and stuff on what he wanted to do, what he wanted to accomplish as well. So we saw that as well. Being as maybe, Cody Rhodes wants to get his hands on Drew real bad. And, we'll see if Cody Rhodes do so. But you can tell Cody Rhodes wanted to get his hands on Drew. He'll have no excuse next week. Drew McIntyre won't have an excuse next week after he wants to be the world champion to kick off 2026. Cody Rhodes still holding the gold, but like I said, this is personal. This is not business, it's just personal. As we saw it tonight. But Solo Sikoa still trying to regard the troops and stuff. Solo telling Tamatonga that, hey, I got a plan. We're going to win the tag team championships back. And I can tell you that right now. Wyatt 6 playing into the hands of the MTLs, telling the MTLs what they believe what they're going to do to them next week. We know next week there will be another eight-man tag team match coming up as Wyatt 6 will go against Solo's MTL. We don't know what's going to be happening, but we don't know how it's going to happen. You know that it's going to have to cause chaos. That would have been Royal Rumble matches for me, but hey, it is what it is. Well, speaking of that, Kit Wilson was in action. Kit Wilson was in action tonight. Kit Wilson took on the returning Matt Cardona. Matt Cardona, better known as Zack Ryder, now back in WWE as an official member of the SmackDown roster. Matt Cardona back. He was back, I guess, when he did the John Cena match tournament. It was a trial run. Now we know that Matt Cardona is back. He's not using Zack Ryder. He'll go by Matt Cardona. I guess Vince Russo is going to have a field day coming up this week on Monday when he did his podcast with the coach. They're going to be talking about Matt Cardona dodging JCW. I can tell you that right now. Matt Cardona won his match against Kit Wilson. Matt Cardona picking up the win. Picking up a strong win on SmackDown. Matt Cardona back in action he once was, getting back into contention. Back with his wife, Chelsea Green, Women's U.S. Champion. Well, another surprise. Trick Williams is now part of the SmackDown roster. Trick Williams said he signed his deal with SmackDown. He was teasing about coming to Raw, but I kind of knew he wasn't going to Raw. And all that, Trick Williams back with his wife, Last Legend. You'll see that as well. Trick Williams about to start his feud with Sami Zayn. Trick Williams was talking, him and Sami Zayn was jousting each other about accomplishments. Trick Williams saying that he told Sami Zayn to get in the back of the line. Sami Zayn saying he realized that when he was at John Cena's retirement last show match, that he had an epiphany that he needed to go for the world championship. That's when Trick Williams came in and erupted. Well, Trick Williams making a lot of new friends on SmackDown. He'll be on SmackDown this week. Trick Williams next week will take on Ray Phoenix in Germany. Trick Williams making his SmackDown debut. Trick Williams part of the main roster on SmackDown. It was well expected to see Trick Williams and for SmackDown. Because hopefully there'll be some more. They got more of an added roster on SmackDown coming up. Well, speaking of that, we get to where we want to get to next. We know that Illinois Dragon lost the United States Championship to Carmelo Hayes and told Carmelo, you need to do the same. You need to be a fighting champion. And that's what Carmelo Hayes said he's going to do. He wants to be a fighting champion. In order to be a fighting champion, he's going to do what he has to do. Open challenge. So we'll see this match coming down the road very shortly. So, well as this. Tamatonga reuniting with Shinsuke Nakamura. Who can remember the days in New Japan, their battles? Now Tamatonga telling Shinsuke that he's thinking about what he got to do as well. Well, we get to this right here. The huge 8-woman tag team match between Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, the former women's tag team champions, teaming up with Rhea Ripley and Io Sky, who are the number one contenders for the women's tag team championship this Monday on Raw. They're going to be taking, they went against Last Legend and new rising star Nia Jax. You see that Kabuki Warriors tag team champions were in action as well. Well, we know that match was fast and furious throughout. You see right here, Last Legend kicking away on Io Sky. We know this week on Raw, they're going to be fighting. Especially Io Sky, she's going to be prepared herself what she has to do. As well as this, Io Sky Pit, Kyrie Sane. Could this be an omen of what we'll see this Monday on Raw for when the tag team titles are on the line? But the babyface team won the match. The babyface team looking for momentum. Well, we know that Rhea Ripley and Io Sky could be tag team champions. But we said that Charlotte and Alexa said they want a shot if they become the tag team champions down the road. So a lot of picking and gazing going on in the women's tag team division. So we could see this being that coming up this Monday on Raw. So we're going to look forward to seeing that as well. Well, the Women's U.S. Championship was on the line as Julia set the challenge. Chelsea Green for the Women's U.S. Championship. A lot of women's titles on the line. Julia found a way to win the tag team, found a way to win the Women's U.S. title back, and she did. Julia, it's like hot potato, winning your championship back, and she did so tonight by doing so. So we see Chelsea Green is going to have to bring it this week on Raw as well. So we see on how that's going to go this week on SmackDown as well. So we see this right here, an old familiar face that Chelsea Green knows. That what's her name is back. Jordan Grace making her main roster debut. She's a free agent. She's trying to vie and see what show best suits her. Jordan Grace could be heading to Raw, I believe. SmackDown might need it. No, SmackDown may need a lot of more familiar faces. That women's division needs a lot. She's got a lot going on. Jordan Grace making her rounds. As well as she made her rounds tonight. She confronted the WWE Women's Champion, Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill told Jordan that this is her show. She's that, you know what? Jade Cargill trying to make some players as the Women's Champion. So you see that Jade making that round and stuff on how that's going to be for her coming forward on SmackDown. See that coming up. Well, we see that Johnny Gargano had his match against Carmelo Hayes. And Johnny Gargano didn't get the win over Carmelo Hayes. Axion and Nathan Frazier add salt to the wound. I don't know what Tommaso Ciampa had, but hey, we saw that what happened and stuff. Johnny Gargano lost his opportunity to become United States champion. He did tonight. So, see how that went down as well. Well, we get to this right here. Lost his championship to Carmelo Hayes. Well, we get to this right here. We get to is the main event. The main event of the evening was an ambulance match. Let me show the ambulance match right quick. The ambulance match between Damian Priest taking on Aleister Black. This rivalry has simmered so many times when Aleister Black came back and blamed Damian Priest not winning the United States Championship and had to come to a end. As we saw this right here, Damian Priest almost blinded Aleister Black. Aleister Black blinded Damian Priest. Let's get that right. Did so. We saw how that went down. We saw how that went. But before we get that hand, Carmelo retained the U.S. Championship. There's pictures of it right quick, as well as Trick Williams making his debut as well. So we saw a lot going on as well. So we saw that. But we see this right here. Aleister Black versus Damian Priest. What a match that was in the ambulance match. The way to win the ambulance match is that pass state your opponent, put him in the ambulance, get the win, thus win the ambulance match. How that was. We saw Damian Priest taking it to Aleister throughout the whole time, doing the attitude era spots, powerbombing him through the ambulance stuff. As well as a surprise appearance by Rhea Ripley, made an appearance to get after Selena. Selena Vega didn't see that coming. Selena Vega saw tonight. Selena Vega doing what she does best, running from her tail and stuff. So saw that as well. But Damian Priest won the ambulance match. Show a shot of Damian winning the ambulance. A good shot. We don't see stuff. We see Damian Priest winning the ambulance. Uh, I guess we do. But we know that Damian Priest won the ambulance match. We can tell you that right now. Damian Priest winning the ambulance match tonight. Damian Priest in the victory tonight as well. Damian Priest. When we leave out SmackDown, we want to show you that Damian Priest won the ambulance match by winning as he did. Yeah. Damian Priest winning the ambulance match right here. Thus far, getting his finally in doing Damian Priest done so by winning the ambulance match over Aleister Black tonight. Damian Priest finally wins a match. Put the monkey on his back. The red Aleister Black tonight. Damian Priest win the ambulance match tonight. All right, they're going to do it for the SmackDown Ring Report. Let's move over to Wrestling Hot Topics. Wrestling Hot Topics. I want to talk about a lot going on before we leave out. I want to give congratulations to Maxine Dupree, her new husband, Anthony Luke from LFG. They're now married. Congratulations to the Women's Intercontinental Champion, her husband, Anthony Luke. Maybe next year be his time to win some gold. Win the LFG championship. Maxine Dupree really stone selling away for her rival winning the women's winning her life or winning having her marriage. Congratulations to Maxine Dupree winning her winning in life and winning her marriage. Congratulations. Well, we also talk about this. This is also more footage right here that we see. We see right here. Oldest party crasher. Oldest crashing the party as well as he did. Oldest doing what he needed to do. Oldest still partying with Chelsea Green and a host of others as well. Well as this, MJF Maxwell Jacob Freeman, talking about his hit list of people who's gunning for him to become champion. Maxwell Jacob Freeman doing the same thing, doing for his hit list as well. So Maxwell Jacob Freeman getting himself together as well. So MJF doing the same thing. See that as well as this right here. Before we leave out, Velvet Sky talking about Johnny Ace. We'll get a little bit more detail on it this week on Raw, so look forward to seeing that as well coming up this week on Raw as well. Well, we know next week on SmackDown, Ray Phoenix will take on Trick Williams. Trick Williams makes his SmackDown debut. We'll see Trick Willie make his debut and Trick Williams do something different and possible of doing what he needs to do to defeat Ray Phoenix next week on his SmackDown debut as well. So we'll see that as well coming up. As well as this, 3 stages of hell. Next week, the WWE Champion, Cody Rhodes, defend the 3 stages of hell match. He'll defend it against Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre getting the opportunity to win the WWE Championship. Drew do it. Drew got a lot on his plate. He's going to have a traditional match, a Falls Count Any Man match for the second match. And the third match, if necessary, will be a steel cage match as well. So a lot of matches as well, including this match right here. That a huge 8-man tag team match. The MTLs goes against the Wyatt Six. We'll see that in May. So we'll see that match as well. 3 huge matches next week for SmackDown. So we're looking forward to see these 3 matches coming your way next week on SmackDown. All right. We're going to end it here on the Pro Wrestling Show with Damian Priest getting the victory over Aleister Black, kicking off his 2026 with a bang. I've been your host, Kendra Dix, saying so long. We'll see you next week for the Raw Report. For the Raw Report, with Raw goes Stranger Things here on Netflix. We'll see you then for the Ring Report.